What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Playing some Frontlines game mode today. DICE is continuing their journey on bringing us this game mode onto all the maps on BF1, and just recently Sinai got this added to it, so got a chance to try this out when it was on the CTE, and there was a bit discussion on whether this map would work well for this game mode. At the time, I was in favor of bringing this into the retail version of the game because I figured, you know, if that worst case scenario and this map doesn't work well for this game mode, people can always, you know, not vote for it and, you know, choose another map to play. But in this game, overall, it went pretty smoothly, I could say. So I'm over here rocking the medic class, but I have to deal with this tank over here, which usually makes me regret pulling out the medic class in the first place. That's primarily the reason why I always was using the assault class, especially at the vanilla maps, because it seems like on those maps the tank gameplay pretty much kind of dominates those maps. So I'm kind of stuck in a situation right here where I definitely need to take out that tank, but I'm about to get overheads in the back of my head, and I'm able to turn around quickly and finish that guy off. But fortunately, their team still got that tank around there, and they're going to be able to get squad spawns on them. But yeah, for the most part here, it was pretty interesting what they were going to do in regards to where they're going to place the telegraphs, where they're going to place the kind of the flow of the map. So it wasn't, you know, as kind of insane as if some players were kind of experiencing it on the CTE. There's some interesting, you know, positioning that you have coming up here after we capture this zone. That's right up here where the archway is, leading up to the cliffs. Now, I'm unfortunately able to take out that assault class, and that's what I needed right there to pick up his kit, because I was going to hope to come over here and take out the tank, but teammates are able to take him out, and then I'm able to kind of jump over and drop an AT rocket gun down and get a good multi-kill right there. But yeah, it's going to open up a bit up over there ahead of me, which makes it pretty interesting. And you're going to kind of see me go off more to the side of the cliff and try to kind of avoid being down in the center. Now, the nice thing is about Frontlines is at least the capture zones are, like, rather large to, yeah, and that's still a little bit of an understatement. Like, the capture zones are pretty big, and playing from Conquest a lot, you kind of just get in that mindset you don't have all this much room to move around with. But you'll see coming up here how much room we really do have now. Unfortunately, I don't use the slug very often, so I was definitely missing my shots pretty bad there. But I'm able to come up over here and pick up a weapon that I haven't got a chance to use actually since the Turning Tides has come out. Now there's a bunch of them right there, and I'm able to throw the one incendiary grenade that I had, so that was definitely helpful. And then I'm gonna come up over here and run up to the top and drop some dynamite, but I think my teammate's able to finish this guy off. But yeah, I figured I would rather use the light machine gun weapon that he has over here than what I was using right there, the little slug. So I turn around, I pick up the this machine gun that came out with Turning Tides, and man, this thing's a little bit of a beast over here. So you're gonna see me come up and push up over here to the left, trying to stay out from that open area right there. And you can probably see why some people were a little concerned this would work well for Frontlines. Like I said, I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'll leave it on the map. You know, I wouldn't want to take this out of the game. I'd want to, you know, still have the option to play Frontlines on this map. And if people don't like it, you can just not vote for it. But, you know, when it really comes on the maps, there's always ways to adapt, even if the maps don't really play all too well. And I'm just going to really just melt this guy really fast right there. I'll tell you what, that's pretty... This weapon's pretty beastly. I mean, given the guy wasn't moving, and I do kind of miss my shots a little more coming up here, but for the most part, this is a pretty beast of a weapon right here. So I'm just going to kind of chill out over just so I can kind of watch the cliff over here to my left, and then try to pick off any of the guys that want to jump up top of those rocks right there, as I'm listening closely to hear if anyone's going to kind of push around. Hoping I get maybe a squad spawn on me or something like that, but yeah, I'm going to try to get my shots here. I'm missing a little bit too much. A lot of that was happening to me today, where I just couldn't nail my shots, like just off. And even though I was able to finally finish them off, but that took a bit too long. So yeah, definitely don't want to keep doing that, because that just makes yourself an easy target when you're out over there to the side and everyone hears you shooting up there. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to stay over here to the side, just trying to, you know, avoid any of the fire that would be down in the centric part of the capture zone right there. Now they're finally kind of realizing me over here, and unfortunately I don't have my kit where I can drop like smoke, so I'm making myself just an easy target over here, especially when I'm not finishing my kills as fast as I want. It's always the worst thing ever is whenever you take way too long to try to kill one guy. So usually my engagements are much closer, and I'm not always as far away as what I'm doing right here. So I'm used to having, you know, a quicker time to kill, but being that far away, I'm not used to, especially playing with a weapon I haven't really tried out much at all. So I was seeing where this guy kind of disappeared at, but turned out that wasn't really worth it. Wanted to just get away from there and not get picked off from whatever shooting me off to the side. As you see me kind of just doing a bunch of push-ups right there, but again, time will tell if this map works well for this game mode. It's easy to say that off of looking from this game here that you would say it's not going to be all too bad. I mean, I'm not completely getting mowed down over there out there in the open, but I would still recommend you want to carry smoke. I don't see enough players use smoke, and I tell you what, when you're in those open areas over there to my right, you throw a bunch of smoke down, you're going to give yourself such a good area of cover that you're going to need, especially to transverse the territory that's right out there to the open, right up there to the front of me, to get over there to the ruins. And that can be kind of a deadly area, and especially over here just in general. If you're trying to cap down below, you know, sometimes just throwing some smoke around that area forces the players, like, you know, to engage you one-on-one. And if you have like a better close range weapon, you know, it's going to favor you in those situations. So unfortunately, they called in that artillery strike that I always seem to forget about on this mode. And I'm going to try to get a spawn out over here, which is actually going to spawn me by this tank. And I got a little greedy because he wasn't looking at me. So here's what I'm talking about. When you throw the smoke down, I mean, it's even with tanks out there, and a lot of tanks, what they'll do too is they'll push up. And I was waiting for him to push up on me, but he just, I don't know if it was the smoke obscuring my vision. Even though I have him on spot, felt like he was just going to stand there. And then it was a little bit too late. He starts pushing now. And I already dropped 2 of my anti-tank mines, and it was just, he goes right in between them, right? So now he does run over my mines a little bit later, so I do kind of avenge myself there. But, you know, a good amount of time I can throw smoke down, and the enemy tank will usually be a little more aggressive because I'm not sure. I think they, you know, think I'm like hiding in the smoke or something like that. And so they'll make a push towards me, and if I lay mines down, they'll run right over it. And that happens, I would say, about more than half the time when I have engagements with tanks kind of one-on-one like that. So there's always kind of an option you can do to throw smoke down. It seems like they actually become more aggressive when you throw the smoke down. So, but fortunately, I have a good squad spawn, and I'm able to pick off these guys off the side. They weren't expecting me to flank right there. And I'm going to kind of cover my corners here and make sure that there's no one around here, because you always know there's someone who's going to be watching that telegraph. And it was a good thing I didn't, because I missed that support class is right out of the corner of where that medic class was just earlier when I killed him. So that was good for me. Now I'm going to come over here and plant the bomb. And now I'm going to kind of try to watch the edges here, try to make sure that, you know, we're not going to get flanked or something crazy is going to happen. So all I really want to do is get at least one, because if we can at least get one, then I feel like we can at least hold them back for the rest of the time from making it to our telegraphs. And that got a little sketchy right there as you get shot from a support class, and then you hear sniper shots off the ground, all this type of stuff. You just want to get out of there as quick as you can. Especially when I'm with me, I don't have any smoke. I always get really nervous when I have smoke, because I tell you what, as more and more I keep playing, more and more I just keep enjoying the smoke. It just gets me out of so many different situations that, yeah, you know, when you're playing the assault class, you know, these long range weapons, you're kind of left out there in the open. Especially, like I said, a map like this, where there seems to be a lot of open, you know, playing field. So I'm going to come over here to the side. I know they have the tank right here. I wanted to finish them and, you know, throw some dynamite or whatever. Yeah, okay, I have the anti-tank grenade there. I want to take him out, but he had a gunner right there, so I didn't think that was a good call. And then once I see him kind of pushing over to the side, I'm like, okay, I'm going to I want to make a push over to A, and all this smoke and gunfire, and that support class lays down, he's going to win that battle there. So yeah, that was a little bit of a fortunate situation. And actually, and when it came down to this, we actually came up a little bit short here, and we weren't able to finish it up. But I did cut the video down a little bit, because it did go to one of those longer, you know, Frontlines battles, so I had to cut it down just a little bit more. And you'll see it coming up here, the split, where we actually come back and actually are able to, after I think like, you know, 10 more minutes or something like that, we're actually finally able to make our push back. And I do like a kamikaze mission, and I'm able to get the telegraph. I don't know what they were doing, but they just didn't like challenge it, and I was able to sneak in really quick and win the game. Now you see me over here chucking some god grenades. I figured they were right around the telegraph. I think I was just shooting just a little bit too high over their head, and now they all know where I'm at. So now they're gonna make a really hard push over here to me, where I'm trying to just finish up the game here as quick as I can. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to quite do that. And yeah, they do make another push. They do push us back a little bit, but for the most part, we were able to kind of control the game. So be sure to let me know down below, guys, how you're feeling about this on this map, the new Frontlines game mode on Sinai. and how you're feeling about that. I still like this game mode. I'm glad they put it on here for the most part, and I hope they keep doing it. It's like the only other game mode next to Conquest and Operations that I've been enjoying. But yeah, we'll see what they keep doing with the new game modes, and I'm pretty sure they're going to keep bringing them out new ones for this next you know, DLC that we got coming on Apocalypse. So I'm sure going to bring out another one, but we'll see what hopefully they do in the future in their next games when it comes to these game modes, because for the most part, I like Operations, like Conquest. Frontlines is pretty cool as well too, but you know, everything else is kind of like, I mean, I could live without it. But yeah, there's my little last, you know, ditch effort there to try to make it and get the telegraph. I actually died there at the end, but I don't know what they were doing, if they were just forgot about it or what ended up happening. But I ended up spawning back in, trying to make a push. I almost get shot from behind and get killed, but we end up finishing the game off from there. But yeah, that's it for you guys today, though. I appreciate you guys being here. I am Living, and I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.